Hello everyone and welcome to round number 2 of the Club 100 SP60 Super Heavyweight Championship here at Wilton Mill from the perspective of Rich T Racing. Last time out at Clay Pigeon we had a slightly disappointing end to the race. We got taken out on the last lap, costing us what could have been second place. Ultimately we finished third behind Richard Newton and Dickie Allen. This time though we are at Wilton Mill, a track I know better and in conditions that I am much more comfortable in. I love the wet at this track, so really hopeful of a good result here. No Dickie Allen for this round as well. He wasn't racing in this one, so was really confident heading into this, and that was reflected in qualifying, because on pole you can see it, there is myself starting in pole position with a 117.7, and then just behind he was 11th on the grid for the HWs. It was Richard Newton with a 118.0. Then it's Stuart Kirk, Jamie Garside, Peter Gillette and Yiran Liu getting himself into the top 6. Well done, that man. Then we come on to Tim Randall, Mark Ford, Stephen Farmer, Christopher Heath, Martin Robinson and Simon Lish. For Christopher, Martin and myself, I just could not get my name in that little graphic there, so sorry about that. And then we also had two other guys join us for this one. It was Daniel White and James Fremont rounding off this 14 strong super heavyweight grid, so really great to see 14 drivers here. And yeah, cannot wait for this one. Got a really good opportunity of the race win with myself starting up in 8th overall on this grid and Richard down in 11th. I explained this at the start of the last video. I'll explain it briefly again here if you're not familiar. SHWs and HWs race together, but obviously we pick up different trophies. We're not necessarily racing each other unless of course we're racing people in the SHWs. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, because I sure as hell don't, so we'll just get on with it. But anyway, let us now get this race underway. We are looking for the go 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 sign on the Rich T timer, and there it goes. We are racing here at Wilton Mill for round 1, and it looks like we are trying to get to the inside for the launch down towards Christmas. We're trying to hang on to those guys in front, but we're not doing the very good job of it. And there goes Martini Man down the inside of Oblivion. So heading down towards Christmas, are we going to be able to gain on these guys and keep all the guys behind us as well? Looks like we've gained massively on Martini Man there, nearly getting into a collision, but able to stay away from it for the moment. So heading down through Inkerman's. Oh, as Martini Man gets a little bit out of shape there, nothing going for the moment though. He's got a good drive out of that corner now. Oh, looks like there goes a guy onto the grass. Martini Man nearly following him, so we have gained a position back, but we've also now immediately lost position. So that's Matt Horgan, who's had a good start as well, now climbing up into I think about 8th place. So losing a position on this first lap so far, as here goes Matt Horgan down the inside of Martini Man, but there's less grip on the inside in these slippery conditions. Now I'm going to have a little look around the outside of the boot. This would be quite a move here, but it's not quite worked out. In fact, the grip was more there on the inside heading into the boot, and Matt Horgan able to drive away from us, but we are going to keep on these guys' arses as much as we possibly can, heading through the final corner and onto the flat straight. You just see there Matt Horgan running over the rumble strip of death. That's something that will compromise massively, but the good news is on this start we have kept Richard Newton behind us. No sign of him at the moment, so we are still comfortably leading the SHW class on this opening lap. So we're going to cut forward a couple of minutes just to see here that I have gained on Matt Horgan. It looks like the grip beginning to come back a bit here. As you just see here through Inkerman's, I take it completely flat through there, get to the inside to have a go down the inside of Matt Horgan. Got to try and leave it a little bit late there to make sure that we get the grip and get the overtake done, which is something for the moment we have done. You see there Martini Man just driving away from us, but I've taken not the optimal line through Wilkins, and as we head into Ozier's, there goes Matt Horgan down the inside. At the start of this race that was not where the grip was, but it looks like the grip is coming back. Hasn't rained for a while, so Matt Horgan able to get back up into about 8th place. So again, good little scrap between me and Matt there, but I think we're just going to have to work together now to try and hound down Martini Man as we come into a few minutes later. You can see here Matt Horgan having a look down the inside of Martini Man. It would have been great to see how this move played out, but as you can see from the beautifully edited Rich T timer, we have a red flag. Now, I have been involved in a few red flag races with red flags in before, and both times they have been for really bad accidents. And at this point I was really worried. Had someone rolled it over the monster curb, had someone gone massively into the tyres down at Ashby, was there something really serious going on that obviously we had to pay attention to? As it turned out, No, there wasn't. What actually happened was that before this race, in the briefing, JV told us that he was going to give us more of the rumble strip on the final corner. Normally, in the briefing notes that were sent around before the start of the race, we were told you cannot put any wheels on that strip at all. We were then told we could straddle that white line. As it turned out, every last one of us had gone completely over the rumble strip, had gone apparently the radio was completely besotted with messages of track limits, penalties, other points over the race were being lost, so JV felt that they had lost the race, so the race got abandoned. We were all pulled in for a bit of a bollocking and then told that the race would now just be 15 minutes basically it was going to be a full race restart and a 15-minute race. So yeah, that is how the cookie crumbles. I felt really sorry for Matt Horgan and Martini Man, because they had come through from further back and they now had to give up. They had to go back to where they started. Worked out quite well for me, because obviously I'd lost a few positions on that opening lap, so I got to try again and sort of stay ahead once again of Richard, who I think had actually lost a few places, so it's again a good bit for him as well. So yeah, I mean, there were some complaints with the whole full race restart, but at the end of the day, you got to play to the referee's whistle, and on this occasion, those are the regulations for when there is a race abandonment, full race restart. And yeah, we just got to get on with it. So heading now into the start of this race, part 2. This 15-minute race it would be now, so we're once again on the outside, got to get over to the inside to get the grip as soon as we possibly can. There we go, we are now racing once again here at Wilton Mill for the first race of the SP60 SHW or HW, and here we go, you can see it's a lot more violent heading through Oblivion, but we have been able to get a much better start. I think we've gained a place on this lap, up into 7th place, heading down into Christmas. Is anyone going to try and go around us? No, it looks like they're not. And in fact, we wouldn't see any action until we get to sort of the 6-minute mark, where I so nearly slide into that guy there. I think that's Bowser having himself a little spin there, so very nearly slipped and slided into him. But now we come into Oblivion. Here goes the guy who was just in front of us, trying to go past the back marker, so the back marker getting in the way a little bit there, and we've now got a really good run down towards Christmas, breaking into the inside line, and we have got the move done. The grip coming back into this track, hasn't rained for a while, so the inside was working a lot better now. As you can see there, the pace picking up massively. So we've obviously, of course, I've now got to get past this guy as well, make sure we don't make the mistake that the guy in the white helmet did. We're going to go for a risky move down the inside of Wilkins, and it looks like it has just worked out. But again, slippy and slidey through there, but we have got it sorted. But I'll tell you, someone who hasn't quite got it sorted is this guy in the white helmet. So we've got another chance to make up a position. We're going to get the back mark as well. Oh, we're going to have a look down the inside of the boot on the guy in the white. No, we advise against it. That would have probably gone quite badly wrong. So we cut on to the next lap. Here goes that guy in white, once again lapping a back marker, and this time it looks like he's got just a little bit more on us heading down towards the boot. We're going to go down the inside of the back marker, but someone who's going down the inside of us is Jason Bear, channeling the inner spirit of the wild Kodiak or polar bear, whatever spirit he's channeling. It's working really well. He started like 12th, and now he's up into sort of the nearly up into 5th. But yeah, normally with these videos, I love to bring you guys as much content as I possibly can. With this race, with both parts of it, so little actually happened, so much so that I'm using this bit as a little filler just to say a big well done to Yiran Liu, because I thought he was at Clay, he wasn't driving particularly well. I think he was maybe a bit out of his depth, having a lot of spins, but you just saw there through this little bit as I'm trying to lap him, he's driving away from me, doing really well, and this is the sort of thing I love to see. I love to see a new driver going much better. And okay, scrap that. Zihan just goes spinning off into the grasses. Oh, actually, hang on, here we go. Is someone going down my inside? Is this someone overtaking me? Oh, no, it is. Yes, it's the guy in the white who we overtook through the back markers, and he's got us back. And yeah, honestly, that's all she wrote for that race. I would come home to finish in 9th place, and Richard Newton was in 10th. So even though I finished a good 20 seconds further ahead of him, and in fact I slowed down at this point to watch his massive battle with basically the entire field come to an end over the line. I was fingers crossed someone would overtake him and send him further down the field, but no, he finished in 10th, so me in 9th, him in 10th. It's going to be really interesting this second race, starting on the same grid together. What will happen? We'll just have to see. Again, a comfortable race for me, that last one, so just got to keep my wits about me for the next one, try and keep Richard behind me as much as I possibly can, but again, we shall see what will happen. So no dicking about then as we get ready for race number 2. Obviously me and Richard on row 5 together, but importantly I have got the inside line heading into the first corner, and that is where the grip is. If you can get on that curb, you are in the money. So let's see what happens here. We are go for race number 2, and we're going to do it once again on the inside. Should point out that the rain had started to come down as well, so again it's back to square one. It looks like it has worked out really well for me at the initial phase of this start, up into about 6th place, heading now down in towards Christmas. Going to try and keep it as neat and tidy as we possibly can, but it looks like we just got a little bit of a whack there on the exit of Christmas, and there goes a guy, there goes the really aggressive red driver, and here comes someone around the outside, and it's Richard Newton, and Newton goes round, and oh lordy, we've come together. That's the last thing I wanted. I was going to be aggressive with him, don't get me wrong, but not quite like that. Oh dear. Okay, so just before I'll show you a replay. We have just been overtaken by 3 of those guys in there. But yeah, let's have a look at a replay of this instance. So as you can see here, coming through Boxing Day, there goes the guy in red down the inside, and then here comes Richard. It looks like at that moment there, it looked like he just turned in perhaps a bit too early. And then he's gone sending round. I mean, of course, he had the line. I should have possibly yielded to him a bit earlier, but it didn't go through, and we went through the same corner together, and it looked like my front end clipped Richard's rear end, and around he went. And that is really unfortunate. Whenever me and Richard race, it is really close. It is always really good, and that's just not what we wanted. Something else someone would want it was Simon Lindley or John Lindley going round there as well. But yeah, that's really, really unfortunate. Really did not want that to happen. And yeah, I didn't get a penalty for it. It's one of those situations where I've seen them given, but at the end of the day, it didn't happen. And I've just got to get on with it now, and that involves just trying to make up as many places as possible and having as clean a race as possible. But yeah, really sorry that happened, Richard. Really, really am. Yeah, we'll try and do better at Lid. Let's put it that way. But yeah, let's get on then with this race. So as you can see there, I was having a little look down the inside of Wilkins on that guy in the blue, and as we come through the boot, it looks like he's just got a little bit out of sort there, running a little bit too far wide. Want to stick on really far onto the left hand side, so now I'm going to go down the inside of the second part of the boot, try and get it all sorted into pit bend. It looks like we've done it okay, but we are going to be compromised on our exit heading up into Oblivion. As we come into Oblivion, you can see here I'm not able to take the racing line because there is the man in blue getting back past me. So we're going to now head it. Oh, it looks like he's just got a little bit squirrely on the throttle as we came out of Christmas. Are we going to have a little look down the inside? We're going to have a little look at it, but nothing going for the moment. And yeah, this move just sort of peters out a little bit until we come to the boot on the very same lap. It looks like once again it's going to be a carbon copy of what happened on the previous lap now. So I'm down the inside in the second part of the boot. Are we going to get a better run through pit bend? No, in fact it's gone even worse. We're onto the rumble strip of death, and there goes that guy in the white helmet, and I'm pretty sure there goes Matt Horgan as well. So he didn't have a very good second part of the first race, but he's doing well at the moment now to get back in front of me during this second race. So that move really did not work out between me and the guy in blue. In fact, it's going to get an awful lot worse because here now goes down the inside of me. That is the guy in blue getting the position back. So what was a move for just one place, as it ended up costing me at the moment 3 places. And there you go, there is the 4th one. There is John Lindley going around the inside even of Inkerman's. John Lindley, I don't know what happens to John, because he's never there in the first race with me, but in the second race he always overtakes me. No idea how that keeps happening. It'd be great to see him get his qualifying. I'm guessing he just didn't get his qualifying sorted out. But yeah, always gets me in the second race, and he's done it again this time around. But as we now come a few minutes later through pit bend, you can see John just going over the rumble strip of death. That's going to compromise his speed up towards Oblivion on the outside. And this, absolutely love little moves like these. There you can see him squirreling about on the inside. I'm taking it nice and smooth and controlled around the outside, and then get the power down towards Christmas and get the move done. Barely had to do anything there, has to be said. I love those moves. But as we come into Christmas, there is John once again trying to go around the outside. He's going to be on the inside now for Boxing Day, but there's grip's not quite there, and he slips and slides into the DMs of falling back behind me. So coming now a few minutes later, you can see what's going on. Oh yeah, there goes a guy in an alt wetsuit overtaking me as well. And where I spoke about with obviously what happened to Richard, all I needed to do to be assured of victory for this one was drive a clean race. But as you saw there, I mounted the curb quite a lot, and there happened to be a couple of cones there as well. And if you hit a cone in Club 100, you get a cone penalty, much like I have just done there. So absolutely the last thing I needed to do in this race was get myself into trouble with picking up penalties, but that is what we have done. We've got ourselves a cone penalty. Admittedly, it's only one position. Richard will probably not be within one position of me by the end of this race, but it's something we've still got to be keeping an eye out for. But to help me out massively would be overtaking this guy in the alt wetsuit. I've got the outside line for Wilkins. The grip is still on the outside, and they will just get a nice switchback heading into Ozier's, getting the move done. So a lovely little bit of wet weather driving there. Now coming down towards Christmas, we've been here before with Matt Horgan, and this time it's Man in Blue, not Martini Man. But as you can see, Through Inkman is carrying just so much speed through here compared to Matt Horgan. We're going to go down the inside. Got to make sure we try and get the grip on the outside, but someone going way to the outside is the Man in Blue. He's run onto the grass, and he's nearly forced me out onto the grass there as well. Rejoining the track, didn't know I was there. No complaints from me, but yeah, that could have ended in absolute disaster, but fortunately we're all able to keep going, and now it is my job to try and get back past the guy in blue. Got a little contact warning for the move on Matt Horgan, but no penalties there as well. But it looks like Matt Horgan just trying to go a little bit too aggressive on that back marker, and I'm just able to part the seas like Moses and get the move done. So all going brilliantly so far, but a few minutes later he just makes an absolute mug of me into the boot, and yeah, gets the position back. So it would be a couple more minutes until anything happens. We're actually getting very near to the end of this race, it has to be said, heading now down into Christmas. But there goes Lindley once again, really good braking, carrying a lot more speed, a lot more confidence than I was. I was just making sure I finished this race in a good way. So yeah, he's just driving absolutely flat out. But here we go again, up against these back markers. Back markers playing a massive part on this race today. We just both overtook Peter Gillette there, and now we're trying to overtake this guy in blue who is an SHW driver, but I'm not sure who he is. But I don't know who he is, but he's just sorting me out massively there as Lindley gets spun around, and yeah, there goes another position for me. And as I said, cone penalties worth one position. If you pick up one, if you pick up two, you get 2 places. And once again, just saw on the exit of Wilkins, I clipped the tyres and have picked up another cone penalty. It's not what we needed to do. We just needed to have a clean race, and it's just not what has happened. So I mean, there's going to be so few opportunities because the guy in blue absolutely drove away from me. Oh, actually, no, there he is. And we've just got back past the guy in blue. So we've now 2 places worth of penalties. We have got another move done on the guy in blue. If we can stay in front of him, that would do our cause really great, because I'm sure Richard is on a charge back. But there you go, the guy in blue getting back past me. And at this point, I was really worried about where Richard was. He is a brilliant driver. He would surely be able to get back. I've been racing these guys really hard, but as I was coming up towards Wilkins, I just saw him heading up towards Christmas, and I got really excited, thinking there is no way he's going to be anywhere near me. So he came across the line. I thought I'd done it. I thought I had done enough. I thought there were enough guys between me and Richard to guarantee me the victory. There may very well have been, but those guys picked up penalties as well. And with my 2 places, I finished behind him. I finished 10th. Richard finished 9th. A fantastic recovery drive from Richard, make no mistake, but really disappointing for me. All I had to do was hang on to where I was and not make any mistakes, but I made mistakes. It's really unlike me. Normally I'm quite good at not making mistakes, but on this occasion I was not. So if you've been paying attention, you'd know that I finished 9th in the first race, Richard 10th. Richard's just finished 9th, I finished 10th. We are completely even in points, in class victories, so it came down to the fastest lap. And as you can probably tell by my voice, here's the photo. Richard took the victory, and yeah, I can have no real complaints about that one. All I had to do was drive cleanly, and I didn't. And all Richard had to do was drive back as best he possibly could, and he did that and some extra, and did really well to deserve the race victory. So yeah, no complaints about that one. We just have to move on to Lynn and hope that we can eventually pick up a race victory. Let's have a quick look at the championship standings. Richard takes the lead from myself by 5 points, which is exactly the same gap as it was after Clay, and then it's Jamie Garside down a little bit further back in third. Also should point out that it was Stuart Kirk who got onto the podium along with myself and Richard, so well done to him. Next time out, we are at Lyd, and I make this solemn promise now: if I get on the podium, and if it is not the place on the podium I wanted to finish, if something happens where I should be further up, but I'm not going to be grumpy at all. I also make the promise that I will never lose on a race victory by fastest lap ever again. That just ain't happening. So yeah, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Do be sure to keep an eye out on this channel over the next few weeks. Obviously, we got Lyd in a couple of weeks' time. There will be an introduction to that circuit, and then directly after Lyd, we have got the return of Buckmore Park. Absolutely buzzing for that one. But yeah, guys, that has been it. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel at this point, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so that you know when a new Rich T video comes out. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and all I shall say for now is ta-ta and farewell.
Well done, Joran.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. You look so much better out there today.
Sorry?
You look so much better out there today.
Really?
Yeah, like Clay, I was coming past you all the time. That time, I was actually having to keep up with you at some points. I couldn't get past you as easy as I could last time. So you're obviously getting better.
Okay, sorry about that. I mean, if you have gone past me, I'll give you the signal to say, okay, this way, something like that.
Yeah, no worries. But no, not at all. You keep going, because you should defend everyone that comes up against you, because you never know. There might be someone who's trying to overtake you for position, trying to actually get past you.
Okay, got it.
So like the thing is, when you see someone going past you that's obviously faster, just leave them alone.
Okay, got it.
But don't slow up, because then someone who's trying to overtake you.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, there's no flu lag, you know. There's the flu lag. I will know that some guys behind me.
Yeah, but they'd be too complicated.
Sorry for that.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers.
Racing the circuit.